Alright guys, your opponent plays the Italian game thinking himself like Magnus Carlsen. He plays knight to g5 and he is now aiming to attack your f7 pawn. This creepy f7 pawn. Well, that's very easy for you. You just give me 10 minutes. Okay, in just 10 minutes, I am going to show you 5 traps to crush Italian game. This tactic. Well, so whenever your opponent play knight g5, always remember, at this position, either he wants knight take on f7 or he wants bishop take on f7. So according to crushing different moves, we have different variation. Now that's up to you what you want to choose. I will show you 2 variations in this video. Number 1 is knight take on e4 and number 2 b5. Let us continue. Number 1, knight take on e4. Now this move is quite tricky move. I will accept that because your opponent can play 3 moves. Number 1, knight take on knight. Number 2, knight take on this, attacking the queen, attacking the rook. Number 3, bishop take on this. Don't worry, in this video I am showing you 3 different variations with 3 different solutions. Yes, this opening really works under 1500 ELO. Well, we continue with the first variation. Suppose your opponent plays knight take on e4. Now at this position, you'll go with d5, straightforward, you'll attack the knight, attack the bishop. All of them you are doing is straightforward attack, like Mikhail Tal. Well, suppose your opponent just move the knight backward, you can simply take the bishop, and that's a very easy position for you, easy peasy. Like, look at his pawn structure. Not even one pawn move. Anyways, let us go backwards. Bishop take on the pawn. No worries. You can go with queen take on it. He may develop his knight. He will try attacking your queen at the best. You may simply move the queen backward. And that's it. You have your bishops opened. So just take advantage of the same. Now, let us go backwards. And we come to the variation. Suppose your opponent go with knight take on f7. Yeah, bro, this is a blunder. Why? Let me prove it. First of all, if you look at this idea, he is attacking the queen and the rook. So, in order to protect from these attacks, always, you know that you must be loyal to your girlfriend. So, you must protect your girlfriend. Hence, you will play queen h4. Remember, if your opponent becomes a bullet player and go with knight take on the rook, and that's a checkmate. So that's a very easy one for you. Boom! Well, let us go backwards, and suppose if your opponent does not capture, play something like g3. That's one of the ways of protecting the checkmate. Well, you can simply sacrifice the knight if your opponent capture like this. Queen take rook, easy peasy. If your opponent capture from this. There are the bishop hanging. Number 2, you play queen, e4 check. Your opponent moves king. Now the queen is protecting the rook. He is trying to be smart against you. Well, but don't worry, you are already close to be a grandmaster. Well, you'll play bishop c5 check. The king was backwards. That's the only possible move. So you'll go with queen take on the rook. King moves. You play knight to d4, give a check. Now the king can come here, king can come here, king can come here. He plays it anywhere. Queen take on queen. Your opponent's queen is also here. So just enjoy it, man. Anyways, let us get backward. And suppose your opponent does not play g3, does not go with knight take rook, plays queen to f3. Now against this, well, I hope you have heard the opening principle. Taking out the queen early in the opening is a mistake. You took out the queen early in the opening because that was under attack. Now what he is doing is, and that is not having a logic. You know, but still, it's the most popular move played. Well, so if your opponent, anytime you play knight to d4, you attack the queen, you are threatening a fork. And the most important part, you don't have to look for the fork. You know why? Because the queen is trapped. The queen, if we go backward, if the queen goes backward, if the queen comes here, no, I mean, sorry. If the queen goes backwards, then queen take on f2, that's checkmate. So your opponent has no other way except for giving up the queen. But maybe your opponent plays some tricky move, knight to d6 check. Never ever take from the bishop, cause queen to f7 check, king has to move. You will lose your castling ability. So why you are risking it? You simply go with knight take on it, and you are now protecting your position. And that's a good advantage you are getting. Well, let's get backward, and we have another variation. Now your opponent plays some logical move, castling. But that is not a very good move. You may see that castling is all about protecting the king side. So he is doing a perfect job, right? Well, you are going to shock your opponent with knight take on f2. Exactly. If your opponent cannot even move the king, knight is attacking the queen. If he tries something like queen to e1, you have bishop c5 attacking this diagonal. The king cannot move. So you can evaluate what is going to happen next. Well, let us get backward. If your opponent plays rook take, you may simply take out the bishop c5. You can attack this. Your opponent tries to take out the queen, trying to protect. You may simply move rook to f8, protect your rook, attack the knight. Your opponent plays g3, trying to kick the queen. Well, never take the bishop. Instead, go for bishop take rook, queen take it, queen take bishop, and that's a very easy win. Suppose your opponent is like protecting the bishop, moving it backward. That's still not a problem. Queen take on the rook, the queen take it, bishop take, king take, and then you play knight to d4, you can attack the bishop. Bishop is defending it. Okay, remember that. And this is a pin. So the knight cannot even move. Your opponent play this, then you can capture the c2 pawn, win the rook in the next move. And that's a very easy win for you, right? Let's get backward. And at this position, after knight take on e4, what if your opponent play bishop take on f7? Now this is the most dangerous part, but still we can cover it. Well, bishop take on f7, what you have to do? You have no other choice instead of moving the king. So quickly move it. Yes, you are playing the pawn cloud, but no problem. Pawn cloud is also good. Anyways, knight take on e4, even at grandmaster level, pawn cloud is played. You have saw that. Anyways, knight take on e4, you take the bishop, queen f3 check, you move the king to e8. Okay. Now here, what will happen if you play king g8? Well, if you play king g8, he can play knight to g5. You cannot go with queen take on knight or something, cause queen to d5 is a checkmate. So be careful for that. Okay, this is one of the traps. Never play king g8. It's for you. Always play king to e8. Your opponent plays d3. Now he has to move the knight here, aim for this checkmate trap. You go with d5, normal. You are just developing your pieces. You are focusing on the opening principle. Simple. Your opponent moves the knight g5, preparing for this checkmate and something. You may simply move the queen to f6. If your opponent continues with queen take on the pawn, knight to d4, you are attacking this pawn for the fork. Hence, if your opponent try protecting it, the only way to protect it, you go with d5. You attack the queen. You are not going to leave the queen. And at last, you sacrifice the bishop like Mikhail Tal. And this is a very good sacrifice. If your opponent take it, he has no other choice. So you can go with knight take, attack the queen, win the queen, and enjoy. Let us get backward. Suppose your opponent plays queen take on f6. Well, no problem, buddy. Take it, attack the knight will go backward. Wherever, what you can do is focus on your opening principles. Here, you get this open file, take advantage, take out your bishop, go with long castling, and all. Now, let's get back to the opening and let me teach you some classical variation. You play d5. Over here, this is the great move which you can try. Your opponent take it, captures, you play knight to d4. Okay, your opponent plays something like d6. He is aiming for this attack. Okay, then what you do? You go with queen take on d6. Yes, this is quite tricky idea. Your opponent will take this f7 pawn, trying to attack the queen, trying to attack the rook. You play queen to c6. Attack the bishop, attack the g2 pawn. That's the necessary pawn. If your opponent captures the rook being greedy, you go with queen take onto pawn. The rook comes here, queen check. The queen comes here, knight take on queen. So obviously he loves his girlfriend a lot. Hence he'll play the bishop backwards. You move the knight, f3, and that's a checkmate in just 10 moves. If you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you're the new one. Thanks for watching.